Good morning, children. Today we shall study a new chapter of history, chapter number 4, which is about colonialism and tribal societies. So, this is the first module of this chapter. Here you can have a look on this map, which is shown over here. So, there are many states in India which are famous for these tribal communities. So, they had a distinct culture of their own, these tribal groups. For example, Mundas, Santhals, Gonds, Khonds, Khasis and Nagas. So these people, the tribal people, they were totally dependent on the forest. They were mainly indulged in the activities such as hunting, gathering, herding, rearing, etc. They gathered forest products, they hunted animals and they practiced shifting cultivation. So about this shifting cultivation, you can see over here. So this is an indigenous cultivation method in agriculture where farmers they slash and burn a patch of land and start growing food crops. That is why this cultivation is also known as slash and burn cultivation or agriculture. So when soil it loses its fertility or declines, they shift to the another place and they burn jungle again. This shifting cultivation it is also known as jhum cultivation, which is mainly practiced in hilly areas of northeast and central India, in which the same process that is done. So this is the illustration of the Khonds, the tribal groups which live in Odisha. So they mainly lived by hunting and food gathering. They went out for hunting in groups and divided the meat among themselves. They also extracted oil from the seeds of sal, a kind of tree, and mahua, a kind of flower, and it is used for cooking food. So they used to hunt collectively. They gathered fruits and roots. They used shrubs for medicinal purposes and they sold forest produces in local markets. So by living in the forest for years, the Khonds they had acquired knowledge about the medicinal herbs and shrubs. They sold them in the local markets. So this is about the animal herders. A number of tribal groups were pastorals who roamed about from one place to another with their herds of animals. So some of the famous animal herders they were the Van Gujars of Punjab, Labodis of Andhra Pradesh, Gadis of Kullus, and shepherds they were also there, and the Bakarwals of Kashmir. So this is about the settled cultivation. So some tribal group like the Mundas of Chota Nagpur, they began settling down instead of moving from one place to another. They cultivated crops to meet their requirements of food. So this is how the colonial rule or the British rule it affected the tribal life. As the British established political powers in India and enforced laws, the lives of tribal changed dramatically. So these were like status of the tribal chief, it was changed, position of shifting cultivators, trades and its problems, forest laws and its impact on tribals. So during pre-colonial time, tribal chiefs they enjoyed many administrative and influencing rights. But under British rule, they lost their power. They lost their administrative control. The discipline it was forced upon the tribal groups and they had to pay tribute to the Britishers. Now the tribals, these people, they were not allowed to move freely. They could not collect fruits. The animal hunting that was also banned and they were not allowed to cut wood even. So these were some of the activities which were practiced by the tribal people and the restrictions that was imposed by the British on these activities. So some peasants they were declared landowners and the other tenants. The tenants they were to pay rent to the landowners who in turn paid revenue to the state. The British effort to settle jhum cultivators was not very successful even. Okay, during the 19th century, tribal groups they found that traders and the moneylenders they were coming into the forest more often, wanting to buy forest produces, offering cash loans and asking them to work for wages. It took tribal groups some time to understand the consequences of what was happening with them. So the plight of the tribals who had to go far away from their homes in search of work was even worse. From the late 19th century, tea plantation started coming up and mining became an important industry. Tribals were recruited in large numbers to work in the tea plantations of Assam and the coal mines of Jharkhand. They were recruited through contractors who paid them miserably low wages. Now the British extended their control over all forest and declared that forests were state property. Some of forests they were classified as reserve forest for they produce timber which the British wanted. Many tribal reacted against the colonial forest laws. They disobeyed the new rules, continued with practices that were declared illegal, and at times they rose in open rebellion. So, the revolt of Sangama in 1906 in Assam and the forest satyagraha of the 1930s in the central provinces, these are the best examples of these revolt which were open rebellion. So, this was all about this module.